Gaza and Palestine, a land where pain, sorrow, and conflict seem never-ending. For decades, this region has been at the heart of one of the most prolonged and devastating struggles in modern history. Generations have grown up amidst war, displacement, and an unyielding cycle of violence, with each chapter leaving behind deep scars and unanswered questions. The war between Israel and Gaza, reignited in October 2023, sent shockwaves across the world, reshaping the geopolitical landscape and intensifying long-standing tensions. The conflict has drawn in regional and global powers, deepening divisions and raising urgent humanitarian concerns. Cities have been reduced to rubble, families torn apart, and hopes for peace overshadowed by the harsh realities of war. But how did we get here? What historical events, political decisions, and international influences led to this moment? And more importantly, what does the future hold for the millions caught in the crossfire? Is there a path toward resolution, or are we doomed to witness yet another tragic chapter in this seemingly endless struggle? To understand the present, we must first look at the past. The Palestinian territories, located in the Middle East, have long been in conflict with Israel. Despite international recognition, Palestine has yet to achieve full statehood, largely due to ongoing wars, political disputes, and foreign interventions. The roots of this struggle go back to the early 20th century, when the British Mandate divided the land, eventually leading to the establishment of Israel in 1948. On October 7, 2023, Hamas launched an unprecedented assault on Israel, killing nearly 1,200 people and taking 251 hostages. In response, Israel unleashed a relentless bombing campaign, followed by a full-scale ground invasion into Gaza on October 27th. What began as a single attack rapidly escalated into one of the deadliest conflicts in modern Middle Eastern history. The Israeli Defense Forces conducted widespread airstrikes, devastating entire neighborhoods. The human toll has been staggering. Over 46,000 Palestinians, the majority women and children, have been reported killed. International organizations have described the humanitarian crisis as apocalyptic, with severe shortages of food, water, and medical supplies pushing Gaza's population to the brink of survival. Both sides have employed sophisticated military tactics. Hamas operates through an extensive underground tunnel network, using it to transport fighters, store weapons, and evade Israeli airstrikes. Meanwhile, Israel has executed highly coordinated operations, utilizing drone surveillance, precision-guided munitions, and armored divisions to dismantle Hamas strongholds. By October 31st, more than 20,000 Israeli troops were on the ground in Gaza, conducting high-intensity raids and prolonged military maneuvers. Israel, however, avoids labeling its presence as an occupation, instead framing its actions as tactical operations and raids, leaving its long-term intentions unclear. As the war rages on, the conflict has reshaped regional politics, heightened global tensions, and deepened the suffering of civilians caught in the crossfire. With no clear resolution in sight, the question remains: how will this war redefine the future of the Middle East? On January 15, 2025, a ceasefire deal was announced between Israel and Hamas, set to take effect just days later, after months of intense negotiations spearheaded by the United States, Qatar, and Egypt. The foundation for this agreement lies in a proposal put forth by former US President Joe Biden in May 2024. The ceasefire deal is structured into 3 distinct stages, each of which addresses crucial humanitarian and security concerns for both sides. Stage 1 lasts for 42 days, during which several significant steps will take place. A complete and immediate ceasefire will be enacted. Hamas is committed to releasing 33 hostages, which include women, children, elderly individuals, and the sick, in stages. In return, Israel will free approximately 1,900 Palestinian prisoners. Israeli forces will pull out of densely populated areas within Gaza, allowing displaced Palestinian civilians to return to their homes. Humanitarian aid will flow into Gaza, with hundreds of aid trucks allowed to enter the region daily. Israeli forces will remain stationed in Gaza's border zones, including the southern Philadelphia corridor, but will vacate the military zone that separates northern Gaza from the south, known as the Netzarim corridor. Stage 2, 16 days into the first stage, negotiations will commence for Stage 2. This phase involves the establishment of a permanent ceasefire between the two parties, the continuation of the hostage exchange, with any remaining living hostages in Gaza being swapped for additional Palestinian prisoners, a full Israeli withdrawal from Gaza, marking a significant shift in the region's military dynamics. The final stage of the agreement will focus on the return of the remaining hostages' bodies and the reconstruction of Gaza, a process expected to take years. In addition to the hostages taken in the October 2023 conflict, 3 other Israelis who were abducted before the war will also be included in the deal. As of now, 24 hostages, including both Israeli soldiers and civilians, as well as foreign nationals such as Thai workers, have been freed. These hostages were released through carefully coordinated handovers to the Red Cross, which facilitated their transfer across the Israeli border for reunification with their families and medical checks. The prisoner exchange process is ongoing. Approximately 1,135 Palestinian prisoners have already been released as of February 15th, 2025. It's important to note that many of these individuals were previously held in Israeli prisons without charge under a controversial practice known as administrative detention. One of the key components of the ceasefire deal is the provision of humanitarian aid. Under the agreement, 600 trucks carrying essential supplies, including fuel, are to be allowed into Gaza daily. This is a significant increase from the average of just 90 trucks per day in December 2024, providing crucial relief to the estimated 2.3 million Palestinians living in Gaza. The delivery of aid is especially urgent in northern Gaza, where the humanitarian situation is dire, and experts have been warning of an impending famine. The influx of aid trucks has helped address the worst food insecurity, but the region's reconstruction remains a monumental task. As the ceasefire progresses, Gaza's long-term recovery and rebuilding efforts will continue. For now, though, many Palestinians are still reeling from the devastation caused by months of Israeli airstrikes, mass evacuations, and the ongoing conflict. This deal represents a critical turning point, but with a complex and volatile path ahead, the world watches closely as both sides navigate the challenges of peace and recovery. As the war rages on, the humanitarian situation in Gaza has reached catastrophic levels. Entire neighborhoods have been reduced to rubble, and nearly the entire population, 2.3 million people, has been displaced. Reports estimate that 70% of homes have been destroyed and medical facilities are overwhelmed. What happens next? Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has stated that Israel will assume security control over Gaza indefinitely. Meanwhile, global leaders, including US President Joe Biden, advocate for a two-state solution. However, with no clear path to peace, the region remains a powder keg with the potential for further escalation. Who do you think is winning this war? And more importantly, can there ever be a lasting peace? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth analyses of global conflicts.